All right, so let's go. I think we have somebody on the Honda Lincoln hotline.
Might
Let's
be
go
Johnny
ahead.
Mitchell.
Let's go ahead and bring him in. Who is this? Announce yourself.
How's it going, guys? You know who this is, the one and only. Johnny Mitchell, man.
Come on, Johnny.
Johnny
Look,
Mitchell.
Yes. Would you be interested in being like an analyst and being somebody that lays voice to the current players about what's going on and what it means to be a Husker?
Of course. That's why I called in. You guys was on live. I saw you on. I'm following you guys. I saw you on YouTube Live. I said, man, I've been having something to say for the last 5 years. I was there. I was dying to get in. 5 world champions.
Right?
Listen to me.
Okay.
5 world championships coaching American football in 4 countries. And I can't find a job in my own country.
Wow.
So you tell me that I dominated and mastered my position, and I can't help at the tight end spot? Are you kidding me?
Right.
It's like a doctor going to school. He has his PhD in medical, and he's been going to school and studying for 30-some-odd years. He's not going to be a great doctor?
Right. Wow.
So what you're getting is a bunch of people coming in there because the state of Nebraska is such a beautiful state. And football is a professional team. You get a lot of these name guys come in there, and they only taking these checks, and they don't care about the kids. They don't care about teaching them how to be young men. They don't care and teach them how that life gives you back what you give. All I wanted to do was come to Lincoln and help, and I was held back. I went and tried to talk to Mike Riley, these kind of men. They don't love Nebraska. They don't know the tradition. They don't have the same passion that primetime Deion Sanders, one of my teammates, have like he had for Jackson State because he loved the kids. He loved football. I love the kids. I love football. I could only get jobs in other countries. I won an Earl's Grey Cup championship 2004 in Toronto with the Argonauts. I've coached and won 3 world titles in Brazil as a football coach. Went 52-0. I coach any position. The only job I ever had my whole life was coaching football. And I come home to my own country and was received not. I reached out to the Ron Browns of the world. I reached out to the Solich of the world when he was at Ohio U. I went to Dr. Tom, and I begged these men, man, give me a spot. I didn't know I had the passion and the understanding to bring men together. If you speak in dead words, how can you be followed? Now, it's a tragedy what happened to Scotty, but here's a guy I called when he first got to Central Florida and begged him for a job. Did I get a return call back? No. But guess what? Who was out there with him when he was a New York Jet rookie, teaching him how to cover tight ends, what signals to look for? When they put too much weight on their fingers, you can see, okay, it's going to be a block. If he's leaning back, you know what I'm saying? All these things I was out there teaching Scotty when he was a baby. And all I asked was, Scotty went, hey, man, give me a shot. Let me earn my position. Because I love working with these young people. And I've mastered football. Listen, it's called privilege. When a man's stomach is full, he ain't going out hunt. Nebraska got to get some hungry hunters, someone that's hungry, that knows that, hey, man, there is no such thing as I will not succeed. There is no doubt. I watch every snap, every play, and the thing that I find out the most that Nebraska is leading is true leadership. true passion to get up every day and say, this is my job, this is all I have to do, I love doing it. The same way Ron Brown loved Jesus Christ, that's the way a head coach got to come in there and love Nebraska football.
Ooh.
You understand me? You talking to not just a great player, but a great coach. Mm-hmm. And I will get my justice in this life for the next coach in football. But I've been shut out my own country. I can't even coach high school because they too sensitive. You know too much. No, you expose the fraud in coaching. It's too much fraud. And it's too many foreigners coming in Nebraska that don't love Nebraska football. I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it tonight. Somebody going to hear.
Well, Johnny, we want to share this. We want to share this.
I love football. Go ahead.
No, Johnny, we want to share this. And just for folks, when you're talking about two-time All-Big 8, we're talking about the Jets, the Dolphins, Cowboys, just to name a few. We're talking about being a presence in several locker rooms, and that's known around the league. And yeah, the fact that you called in and that you care. So let me ask this before we go any further. Johnny, let the folks know where you are and what you're doing.
I'm in Georgia. I've been coaching high school football.
Okay.
And right now I'm sitting home twiddling my thumb because the guys that I used to play with, for some reason, when they get these head coaching jobs and they get these positions, you call them up and return your calls. And as I told you, I have a PhD in coaching. When I look a young man in the eye and I tell him something, it's because I've been through it. Listen, I lost my firstborn daughter. Okay, I lost my mother. The tragedy and experiences that I've had in my life, and I'm still standing, and I love football. I have passion. Young men will not follow you if you speak in dead words, if you don't have passion and love behind what you say. When I tell you what I see is a lot of not caring. I gave you the scenario like Ron Brown. He's a great Christian man, and he loved Christ like no other. And that's the kind of coach you got to have in there to coach Nebraska football, because Tom Osborn, Dr. Tom, does not deserve to go out in his latter days to see a program with him and Bob Delaney set up. Nebraska it's the greatest haven on earth for football. It's a professional football state. Mm-hmm. And I got to hear these damn people around here talking about some Georgia Bulldogs. Get out of here, man. You guys got to have some coaching there. Listen, it's easy to win a national championship when you're getting all 5-star recruits. But let's see, listen, when Georgia State came in there, and when Appalachian State went in and upset Texas A&M, and Marshall upset somebody last week, do you know them coaches are legitimate, qualified coaches that take pride? And I guarantee the one thing that they all have in common is that you are a man. And when you go out there and prepare against other men, there's a such thing as pride. What I see a lot of Nebraska players are not showing that red Husker pride, man. Those fans deserve more. And I've been a winner on every level. Everywhere I went, I was a winner. You know why I was a winner? Because I believe, without a reasonable doubt, that we're going to misdirect, we're going to flow you one way and come back the other. You're going to know how to do fundamental football. Nebraska is missing fundamental football. They can't tackle. They can't block no one. They can't sustain block. And I see too many coaches teaching them stuff in fantasy. You teach them every step that you will make on a football field. When I teach my receivers, I'm harassing you all the way through practice. Make sure when you get in the game and they harass you and the referees don't call it, you're going to catch the ball. I'm seeing ball bouncing off the hands. Come on, man. You should be like a blind man his whole life that can get around in this world because he knows where everything is, because he never seen the world. So he know instinctively he have developed other senses. Our program is not development, there are other senses. And you let someone like washing away over 50 going to my grave when I know I can help these kids.
Right.
Because all they need is motivation and direction and someone to speak what they say and do what they speak. It took me a whole life to understand. When I tell you, listen, there's too much jealousy, there's too much envy. Everybody wants the glory, but nobody laid a foundation. Yeah. Nebraska football has to be ripped, a whole new foundation. And you just pray for men like the Ron Brown and the Dr. Tom Osborn that will go out and see a program that has fallen to the bottom. Yeah. Man, listen, when I played at Nebraska, we used to tell them, when we played Oklahoma and these teams, Iowa State, we used to, we used to say, hey, man, we about to run the ball, but you can't stop us. Hey, we about to pass right now, but you can't stop us. There was pride. They went all over the country and got the whole thing has shifted now. They got to get more kids in state that's passionate like I am passionate. How the heck you gonna let guys get out of there and go to other programs like I was hearing you guys saying like Iowa? Yeah. How? Yeah. You get every player. Listen, man, when I was there, I begged them, please, Coach Riley, let me come in there and I'll do it for free. Just let me help the kids. I'll show them all the secrets. But no, you getting all these doctors that coming in there being head coaches and assistant coaches, but all they did was look through the window and watch the real doctor perform the surgery. And once they get caught, they don't have no hole in ace in the hole. They don't know where to go. Once they get exposed, there is no step. There is no counter step. That's why it just goes sour from there. Where's the adjustments at halftime? Those young kids need to say, look, man, you know what? I'll get out there and show them how to do it. That's how I know what plays work, because I played linebacker. I played corner. And when I drop a play, guess what? When they run the play, I'm like, damn, that play will work. But no, everybody playing Madden. They playing Madden football. They think there's some kind of, oh, man, a down and distance suggests this. No, man, you got to know. You got to know when you call that first play, you already got a counter with the second play. Listen, some programs, if you just strategize, you can get first downs just with talent alone. Nebraska, you right there even with the pack. Man, we never lost to the Purdue's and Illinois's, man. And you still shouldn't. But why are we losing? Because nobody believing what those men who are already there. Everybody's stomach is full. They fat. And as long as they full and they fat, they'll never have the desire, the passion to be winners. I would coach that team for free if I had the God ability to do it. But it don't work that way. Guess what? We're just handing out checks to all these coaches coming in, and all they're going to do is rape the program and get their money and say, go ahead, fire me. Because they are full, drunk with power. You got coaches got DUIs, and they still coaching football, 2 and 3 of them. And we hire these kind of men. Listen, Nebraska needs, I'm not saying me, But they need someone like a Urban Fryer, like you said, someone that can come in there that played the position. How the heck you gonna really teach a position and you never played it? Are you kidding me? You need to have Turner Gill to go in as the quarterback and say, even if you don't put him on, just let him help. Say, look, man, this is the step. You make one false step, that defense is going to recover and they're going to knock you back. You're going to fumble the ball. You got to get under that center more. Listen, man, you got to give everything you got every play. But everybody is full right now. Everybody know everything. And they, guess what? I'm about to tell you the bottom line. They are not trying to bring ex-players in there because they don't believe it. I used to beat up Trail Albers all the time in practice. Well, I'm just joking.
Hey Johnny.
I'm just joking.
Hey Johnny, can I do one thing? Because I want, we have texters, we have listeners, we have Husker fans who text in throughout the course of the show. And then just since you've been talking, and let me read some of what's been said. And I'll thank you when we're done. But here's what's being said. Johnny, I remember, man, I love you. Johnny, you were the man off the field. Johnny was like a 4-5 lineman who could catch like a wide receiver and block like a truck. We love you, Johnny. Exactly, Johnny. Where were the adjustments? This is a full-on Johnny Mitchell love fest. From Dion Pryor says, listen, tell Johnny we love them. Joe Davis says, what am I supposed to do with all this adrenaline Johnny just gave me? The Milkman says, well, I'm behind Johnny, whatever we need to do. I want to thank you for injecting this into this space because it was needed. It was required. I'm going to ask a favor of you, kind sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to get your number, and I'm going to give you a voice in this space for as long as you need it until you can impact young people the way you want to.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes,
I'm going to thank you. I'm going to call you as soon as we're done tonight, and I'm just going to thank you properly. And then we're going to figure out how to give you the amplification that you need on this station as much as you want. We're going to share this clip. We're going to cut it. We're going to share it. We're going to thank you properly again. But I'm telling you, up and down this text line and in these comments, these people love you and they needed to hear what you had to say.
Quickly, let me just say this. Tell my Nebraska fans and the Nebraska fans for the Big Red football all around the world that all we have to do right now is to take this moment, this is where the power is, right now, and start bringing some of that history back so these young men know that they just not out there running around looking all good in their uniform, that there are a lot of Husker players like myself that would dream to be out there to help those kids. But there's decisions made and that there's people that can only allow players like myself and others I mentioned that can come and help those kids. Because, man, all I have in this world is my love and passion for Big Red football. And I cry sometimes to see, guys laughing and joking on the sideline and how the program is being raped. Yes, I use the word rape from all these foreigners coming in and stealing our money, and from the Big Red fans. We need to get it back, and they did a great job starting with Trev Alberts. Thank you.
Johnny, stay on hold for a second. We're going to go to break.
Yes,
I'm going to reach out and thank you properly. That was Johnny Mitchell. And I appreciate you, kind sir, for what you've done, who you are, and quite frankly, what you're about to do, because we need to give you some voice, kind sir. You deserve it. You've earned it.